Have you ever believed that a small act of kindness could transform an entire community? Amid a relentless downpour, a powerful businessman finds himself stranded on a deserted road. No help, no phone signal. Everything seemed hopeless, until three young boys appeared. That very moment sparked an unexpected and heartwarming story, changing not only their lives but the fate of a small town. Join us as we unravel this extraordinary journey. A heavy rainstorm drenched the city in the late afternoon, each weighty drop striking the windshield of the sleek black Range Rover as it sped along the deserted suburban roads. Alex Carter, a successful entrepreneur and founder of Carter Holdings, was on his way to sign a critical deal. One he believed would reshape his entire corporation. The clock on the dashboard blinked incessantly, signaling how swiftly time was slipping away. Everything seemed to proceed according to plan, until a jarring noise rang out. Crash! The vehicle lurched, forcing Alex to swerve sharply onto the shoulder to avoid losing control. He frowned, stepped out into the unrelenting downpour, and peered at the left rear tire. Under the dim streetlight, he saw a large tear in the tire, which lay flat on the rim. Sighing, he opened the trunk to retrieve the spare tire and his repair kit. But in the driving rain and clinging mud, the task felt more daunting than ever. His phone had no signal, and the road was empty, no soul in sight. Only the steady patter of rain and the wind whispering through the roadside trees. He glanced around wearily, his once pristine leather shoes were now caked in mud. Just when things seemed hopeless, an unexpected sound reached his ears, the cheerful laughter of children and the click-clack of bicycle chains on the wet asphalt. Alex turned to see three boys, about 15 years old, pedaling toward him. Their raincoats were splattered with mud, yet their faces shone with bright smiles. They pulled up a few paces away, eyes curious and friendly. "Need some help, sir?" called the tallest boy, his curly hair plastered to his forehead, his eyes gleaming with confidence. Alex hesitated, glancing at their old bicycles and small hands. "If you know how to change a tire, then, sure, I could use the help," he replied, skepticism in his tone. Without a moment's hesitation, the three boys propped their bikes neatly against the curb and approached the Range Rover. They fell into action. One inspected the damaged tire. Another retrieved the tools. The third shone a flashlight onto the wheel well. In the pouring rain, their small hands worked with surprising skill, an ordinary yet profoundly warm scene amid the storm. Alex realized he had not expected this chance encounter to herald such a turning point. The downpour continued as Ethan, Jordan, and Liam diligently labored beside Alex's Range Rover. Ethan nimbly loosened each lug nut. Jordan readied the spare. Liam held the flashlight, illuminating every detail. Alex stood with arms folded, astonished to see three youngsters so capable. Their laughter rang out against the rain's percussion, dispelling the chill of the damp afternoon. "You've never changed a tire yourself?" Liam asked, eyes bright with curiosity. Alex laughed and shook his head. "Never, today's my lesson." In just 20 minutes, the job was done. The spare tire was firmly in place, tools neatly stowed. Alex reached into his wallet and offered the boys some money in thanks. "Here, please take this." Ethan shook his head, grinning. "No, thank you, sir. Helping is enough reward." Alex was taken aback. He was used to transactions. But these boys refused payment. "Are you sure?" Liam smiled. "As long as you're safe, we're happy." In the rain, Alex watched their figures pedal away into the gray afternoon, their laughter lingering on the breeze. A simple act of kindness had warmed his heart in a way he had not anticipated. Back on the road, the Range Rover glided over the slick pavement. Everything appeared normal, yet Alex's inner calm was forever altered. The image of three boys helping him without expecting anything in return haunted his thoughts. Alex, an experienced dealmaker who had closed countless transactions and met hundreds of people, found himself moved by the boys' pure generosity. He recalled Ethan's clear-eyed refusal of money. "Helping is reward enough." The phrase echoed in his mind like a silent lesson. When he arrived at the towering glass building for his important meeting, Alex sat inside his car for several moments. For the first time, he did not rush in, adjust his tie, or review his documents. Instead, he gazed out at the raindroplets clinging to the window. slowly tracing their paths downward like memories seeping into his soul. The meeting proceeded flawlessly, the contract was signed exactly as planned. Yet the exhilaration of securing the deal felt incomplete. While colleagues shook his hand in congratulations, Alex offered only a polite smile before retreating to his private office. In the quiet, he opened a desk drawer, pulled out a small notepad, and scribbled, "Kindness needs no reason." Leaning back, he regarded his scrawl with relief. The chance encounter had etched itself into his heart, a reminder that amid life's fierce competition, innocence and generosity still thrived. That day, Alex did not leave the office immediately. He sat and reflected on all he had and all he might give. The boy's unconditional kindness had ignited something within him. Sometimes a person's true worth lies not in what they receive but in what they are willing to give. In the days that followed, thoughts of the three boys persisted. Their selfless act inspired him. He began to ask himself, what drove them to help without expecting anything in return? How could such a small deed move someone as jaded as me? One peaceful morning, sunlight filtering through the office windows, Alex sat at his desk staring toward the horizon. He opened his laptop and drafted an email to his assistant, research community centers and youth organizations in the suburbs. I want to know which places need support, especially those frequented by children. Within hours, he received a detailed reply, a list of aging community centers, rundown playgrounds, and neighborhoods in need of upkeep. Reading the information, Alex felt vividly the shortages those children faced, places where even small help could kindle great hope. That afternoon, he drove to the outskirts, modest homes lining dirt roads, kids playing with a ragged ball, carefree smiles undimmed by their surroundings. He parked before a small community center, its paint peeling, playground cracked and rusted, yet children still laughed and scrambled over the worn equipment. Stepping out, Alex examined every detail. A boy bounded up and greeted him with a smile that reminded him of the three in the rain. His heart stirred, as if destiny had guided him here, to begin a new journey of sharing and connection. He knew what he must do next, not for wealth or fame, but to repay the kindness he had received. Alex smiled, eyes alight with purpose. His journey was only beginning. The next morning, Alex awoke with renewed resolve. He called his management team and contractors, convening an urgent meeting to plan the community center's renovation. His voice was decisive, unwavering. I want to start immediately. The team was surprised by his fervor. A clear plan emerged. Repaint the walls, repair the roof, overhaul the playground, and build a small children's library. Alex wanted to transform the center into a haven where kids could learn and play safely. After the contractors departed, Alex lingered, gazing at the center's model they'd sketched. The image of three helpful boys in the rain remained vivid in his mind. They helped me without expecting anything, he murmured. Why can't I do something meaningful for them? That afternoon, Alex returned to the site, where workers had begun. The hammer's ring blended with children's excited chatter. A boy looked up and asked, astonished, "Who are you, sir, making this place so nice?" Alex smiled and replied, "I'm someone who was helped once. Now it's my turn to give back." The renovation quickly became the neighborhood's focal point. Passers-by marveled as battered walls turned fresh. The broken roof grew sturdy, and the dilapidated playground blossomed with vibrant new equipment. Children's laughter echoed down the street, carrying a renewed sense of hope. Alex frequently visited the project, not only to oversee but to connect with residents. He listened to their stories and struggles, sometimes sharing a morning coffee at the corner cafe. To him, this was more than a construction project, it was an opportunity to build relationships and understand lives he'd never known. One late afternoon, as Alex spoke with the crew, the three boys from that rainy day, Ethan, Jordan, and Liam, appeared, each carrying bags of snacks. They approached shyly, excitement in their eyes. "We wanted to contribute a little to this project," Ethan said, holding up a bag of treats. Alex looked at the three boys. His heart warmed. "You've helped me more than you know. Without you, I might never have understood the value of genuine help." Peter laughed loudly. "Then let us help some more." Without hesitation, the three boys dashed into the playground area, assisting the workers by picking up debris, sweeping, and arranging equipment. Their laughter rang out, blending with the sounds of the construction steadily moving toward completion. As the community center's grand opening approached, anticipation spread throughout the town. More than just a building project, the center had become a symbol of humanity, unity, and hope. Alex stood back, gazing at his efforts combined with the community's support, his heart full of joy. Finally, the day of the community center's opening arrived. Morning sunlight poured over the neighborhood, glinting off the newly polished windows. A flag fluttered above the main gate, a symbol of solidarity and hope. Residents came from near and far, their faces bright as though witnessing a fresh new beginning. Alex stood at the entrance, shaking hands with each person, his smile warm and his eyes sincere. Today, he was no longer just a successful businessman, but a friend and partner to the entire community. Ethan, Tony, and Peter ran about, helping organize chairs, hand out water, and guide guests to their seats. The three boys' eyes shone with pride as they saw their efforts contribute to something grand. The opening ceremony began with a brief speech by Alex. Standing on the stage, his gaze swept across familiar faces. Today is not only the inauguration of a building, it is proof of the power of unity, kindness, and sharing, he said, his voice deep and resolute. You all reminded me that sometimes small actions create great change. I am honored to be part of this journey. Applause and cheers filled the air. The ribbon was cut, and the center's doors swung open, welcoming everyone inside. Children poured into the new playground, their laughter bright in the festive atmosphere. Adults toured the classrooms and community rooms, their eyes reflecting joy and admiration. Alex walked slowly through each room, observing children's bright eyes and parents' satisfied smiles. He knew this was more than a construction project, it was a symbol of unity, hope, and a better future for the community. In that moment, Alex realized, sometimes, happiness does not lie in personal achievements, but in how we can help transform the lives of those around us. And for him, this was only the beginning of the wonders to come. The story of Lucas and the three young boys reminds us that kindness has the power to change lives. What began as a simple act of help on a rainy day turned into a journey of compassion and community transformation. Lucas, once defined by wealth and power, rediscovered the value of genuine connection, the kind that money can't buy. Ethan, Daniel, and Marcus showed that true generosity doesn't expect anything in return. Their selflessness inspired Lucas to give back, creating lasting change for their community. Sometimes, the smallest acts of kindness can lead to the biggest transformations. If you found this story inspiring, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to join us for more meaningful stories. Let's spread kindness together.